Cruising down the street with a story or two. It's Car Chronicles, riding just for you. Car Chronicles, buckle up and join the ride.
All right, guys, welcome to Car Chronicles again. And I just want to remind y'all, I know sometimes we cop attitude when we feel like people are not showing up for us. Sometimes it just can't take on what you got going on. It does not mean that they don't love you. They're probably praying for you and stuff like that. But sometimes, I needed you. I needed somebody. I don't know what to do. Lean on God. That's who you're supposed to be leaning on. There's nothing wrong with having people. I know I got people around me that I can lean on. You know what I'm saying? I think I've said this before. I'm really careful about how hard I lean on a person because they got lives too. And they'll help me here and there and do things for me, show up for me, which I'm really appreciative of. But I can't cop an attitude when that person can't show up. But Jesus showed up 24 hours, 7 days a week. Hebrews 13:5. I'm going to stick with that thing because it's powerful. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes, we cop an attitude with people and stuff like that. And and it's like, why are you getting mad at them? Maybe they just can't do it. And sometimes you're hurt, so sometimes your hurt overwhelms you. Then we be thinking, and we'd be all over the place. We'd be about to have a breakdown and stuff. And then when you come into yourself, you kind of realize, maybe I held on too tight, or I expected more from them than what they could give at that time. But that doesn't mean that they don't love you. That doesn't mean that they don't want to help you. Sometimes they just in a position where they can't take on your stuff and be dealing with their stuff at the same time. You just never know what folks be going through. You know what I'm saying? So I try really hard not to be putting my stuff on people, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, cast my cares onto God. But I just want to come back on here and do that because I kind of notice that sometimes, and we get an attitude with people, and it's like, listen, I'm going through just like you are. You might be having, your stuff might be a little bit heavier, you know what I'm saying, like that, and we might be both at the same, trying to keep our head, above water and stuff like that, but it doesn't mean that I don't care for you or that I don't want the best for you and things like that. But it's just, right now I just can't show up the way you want me to show up. I'm trying to show up myself. I'm trying to make it through myself. I'm trying to keep my thoughts focus on God as well. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, take that into consideration when you need somebody and they just can't be there at that moment in time, and you cop an attitude because you feel like you've been there for them all this whole time, but they're not going to be there for you, and you feel like they're not being there for you and everything like that. So a lot of times, sometimes that's just not the case. They're probably overwhelmed too. They just haven't told you about what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is Car Chronicles. Until next time, later.